Hello listeners, I am Dr. Saleh, representing other researchers from Bello University Zaria. The title of the paper we are presenting here of our research is Determination of Selected Physical Properties of Soil for Selecting Appropriate Land Preparation Equipment. And our outline has been shown on the slide as can be seen. By introduction, we can see that soil. Well, before I take soil, why we're trying to make this was because we wanted to find suitable type of soil that can be used for different type of machineries. This is basically to reduce wears and tears and total breakdown. And by extension, it is more or less trying to be economical on use of machines so that the farmer can reach, be able to benefit or maybe use his machines to the optimum. Well, now by introduction now, we can go to the topic. We see that soil now comprises of mineral, soil organic, and water and air. This composition of the compound greatly influences the physical properties of the soil, such as texture, structure, and porosity. And the properties in turn affect water and air movement into the soil, and therefore determines the function or ability of the soil to function agriculturally. Now, you can see that soil have different types, and by this type of soil we have different characteristics and properties. Therefore, in order to make optimal use and best management practices in agriculture, understanding of these properties becomes essential. In selecting the suitable tillage equipment, therefore, we have to get this knowledge of this equipment. The draft of an implement is quite okay, quite sincerely affected by the condition which is under the soil. So also the soil, the condition of the soil. This includes moisture content, clay, and other conditions of the soil. Farmers or consultants, therefore, have to make appropriate decisions in selecting transport equipment based on the type of soil that they are using. And since the draft requirement for each type of soil differs, therefore, determination of this soil enhance optimal use of implement, and this becomes paramount. This is the main thrust of this material method. The experimental site, first of all, is we conducted this research in the research farm of Ahmadu University Zaria under the Department of Agriculture and Bioresources. Samaru is located in Zaria, outskirts of Zaria, and it was initially established from the colonial system, and gradually it became a cultural center of the north, which is referred to as University Village. It is a comprehensive in nature with diverse national and background, and being an outside of Zaria, it has characteristics of Zaria topography, which is rolling gentle slope, dotted with rocky residuals and other characteristics. Instrumentation. Now, the following equipment or instruments were used in the conduct of our study. This includes measuring tape for measuring the size of the land or the field we use, the measure rule, which of course is in the depth, the wooden pegs that can mark the end of our points, recording apparatus such as paper and biro that are used in recording the result obtained during the survey or during the study, then laboratory equipment, which are used from various laboratories in the university, and of course the sampling apparatus. Now, soil sampling and analysis were conducted at a depth of between 5 to 20 centimeter depth, and we use core sampler to collect soil sample after plowing, and elevator after harrowing and ridging. Samples collected were analyzed in the processing laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and Bioresource Engineering, while to determine moisture content and book density, while the laboratory of the Department of Soil Science in the same university were used to analyze humus content and particle size of the soil. And equations 1 and 2 were used to determine the organic matter content of the soil. Percentage of carbon, organic carbon, and percentage of organic matter content were determined based on the formula given, the equations given from the Preparatio. And of course, we determined moisture content and bulk density using equation 3 and 4, which were also used by another researcher, Kawuyo 2011. Those are the discussion. Now, the analysis of soil, first of all. Physical properties of Samaru soil in the field of study were analyzed. Now we have clay, we have loam and sandy loam. From this result, we can see we'll look at moisture content before harrowing and moisture after plowing, moisture content after harrowing. We look at bone density, organic moisture content, then clay, silt, and sand, and other soil textures. We look at classes of. From the table above, we can see that there is no considerable variation of soil component from the 0 to 20 centimeter profile. And clay and sand percentage slightly varies by 2% depth from 10 to 15 centimeter depth. Clay and sand factors maintain constant over the other depth at the profile. Still on draft and question, we look at the effect of soil bulk density on draft force on the three tractor powered tillage implements were considered in the study. The results of the study show that there are increase in draft with increase in bulk density and also increase in the bulk density with increase in depth. That is, as the depth of the cut increase, the bulk density of the soil increase. This could be due to the clay properties movement and of course when compared them because of the compaction of the soil. This result now can be compared with Odunze 2017, who look at the plowing beyond 20 centimeter depth as compacting the topsoil as compacting the depth soil. The result also agree with the report of Kawuyo 2011, who also observed that there is increase in bulk density as the depth increase. In conclusion, we can now see that soil samples are collected in each of the fields and were analyzed in various laboratories. The soil properties pertinent to the tillage operation and plant production were investigated. These include the soil bulk density, which varies from 1.62 to shallow to 1.77 cm at the deeper depth of 15 to 20 centimeter and beyond. Then down the soil profile and soil organic matter and humus were also investigated and showed that it varies from 4.207% by weight at 0 to 10 centimeter depth and 1.660% between 10 to 15 centimeter by weight, as when we now look at the depth profile of between 15 to 20 centimeter soil profile. During the course of our work, we use some references which are shown on the slide, and we thank you very much for listening. Thank you for your attention.